New Testament, true truth. Looking at true, sometime finding the word truth. New Testament, true truth. We just read that Jesus said, "My flesh is true food. My blood is true drink." That's what Jesus said. Now, in John chapter 7, we're going to find the words true again. Jesus of Nazareth is speaking, and he says in verse, if I have not written it down wrong, 18. I'll start in verse 16. My teaching is not mine, but his who sent me. My teaching is not mine, but his who sent me. If any man is willing to do his will. Have we figured out yet who sent John? Have we figured out yet who sent Jesus? I hope we have. If you haven't, you are missing it totally. Missing it. If any man is willing to do his will, I hear a whole lot of people talking about, oh, if I can just do Jesus' will. What about Father's will? Has it ever crossed your mind that it's Father's will that matters most? My will does not matter unless my will is the Father's will, and then it matters a lot. But Jesus is speaking. If any man is willing to do his will, he shall know of the teaching whether it is of God or I speak from myself. He who speaks from himself seeks his own glory. But he who is seeking the glory of the one who sent him, he is true. And there is no unrighteousness in him. Did not Moses give you the law? And none of you carries out the law. And he asked them a question. Why do you want to kill me? And did we find the word true in this place? Chapter 7, verse 18. He is true. There it was. He who speaks from himself seeks his own glory. But he who is seeking the glory of the one who sent him, he is true. And there is no unrighteousness in him. And in verse 28, Jesus gets to the temple. And he says the words, you both know me and know where I am from. And I have not come of myself, but he who sent me is true, whom you do not know. I'm afraid, people, that today people do not know him who is true. I am serious about this. But Jesus said, he who sent me is true. Now in chapter 8, we find the words. And again, this is not John who baptized. This is not John the disciple. This is Jesus the Christ, the Messiah, the Son of God, doing the speaking here. We're looking at true truth, New Testament. Chapter 8, Jesus goes to the Mount of Olives. I've never been there, but I found out that I don't have to go there to worship God. Found that out earlier in the book that I'm looking at here in John. Jesus talked to a woman at the well. Now in John chapter 8, Jesus is speaking again. And he is talking to some people. And if you look at verse 13, the Pharisees therefore said to him, you are bearing witness of yourself. Your witness is not true or valid. You talk about some ignorant people. These got to be it. Pharisees. Jesus just didn't get along with them well. And Jesus said to them, had just said to them, or he had just told someone, a woman, who had been what? Brought to him, and Jesus did not condemn her. But he, it says here, may have said to her, from now on, sin no more. That's in verse 11. And if you are sinning, you might want to stop and sin no more. That's what he told this woman. In other words, what he was really telling her was, you didn't get stoned this time, but the next time you might. And Jesus is going on to the Pharisees. Even if I bear witness of myself, my witness is true. For I know where I came from and where I am going. But you do not know where I come from or where I am going. You people judge according to the flesh. I am not judging anyone. Now, you might want to go back and look where we found the word flesh earlier. But Jesus says, I'm not judging anyone. But if I do judge, my judgment is true. For I am not alone, but I and he who sent me. Even in your law it has been written that the testimony of two men is true. I am he who bears witness of myself, and the Father who sent me bears witness of me. You know neither me nor my Father. If you knew me, you would know my Father also. I might could say the same about the people that see this video, but I don't know if that would be true or not. But Jesus spoke these words, and we found that Jesus said true several times. And we're going to get to verse 26. What have I been saying to you from the beginning? I have many things to speak and to judge concerning you, but he who sent me is true, and the things which I heard from him, these I speak to the world. Yes, we made it to John chapter 8. There are a few more places in John where Jesus said the word true. And I may run out of room on this iPad to finish the book of John, but I may not. We will continue.